All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Well, I wanted to welcome everyone to the Collaboration in Office session here at Ignite. Congratulations on making it to the end of a very packed first day. We're really excited that you're here, and we've got a lot of really fun stuff to share with you today. My name is Ron Pessner, and I'm one of the product leaders on Collaboration in Office, and I'm here with several colleagues who will introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Megan Donnell. I am the Product Marketing Manager for Collaboration.
I'm Patrick.
I'm Patrick Gann. I'm a program manager working on collab experiences.
And I'm Dan Costanero, a program manager working on collaboration experiences.
Great. So we are going to all be demoing during part of this, and so we have a pretty packed agenda. We've got about half of the time we'll be spending doing demos, and then we're going to have a customer panel partway through, and then we'll wrap up at the end as we share a little bit more about the Fluid framework. So I'm going to first start by sharing something that you've heard a lot about today from both Satya and in Jared's keynotes about how the world has changed. And we all know this in a pretty fundamental way, but it is changing in a very profound way, the way people live and work and the way they collaborate. And I wanted to highlight three macro trends that are really informing this desire or need to have better collaborative capabilities. The first is the rapid proliferation of computing devices and connectivity. And this is enabling people to work anywhere they want, anytime they want. Second is the workforce now is more diverse than ever before. And I think it's pretty commonly understood now that the research has come back indicating that the very best business results come from factoring in diverse perspectives. And we're all going all over the world to find those diverse perspectives and factor them into our business plans. And then lastly, change is really the new normal. With the world's information doubling every 18 months, it's often overwhelming. It's hard for people to keep up. And you heard a bit more about this in Jared's keynote earlier today. But that sense of feeling overwhelmed, people are tapping into their networks to understand, well, what's most important for me right now? What do I need to be paying attention to? And so that's driving a need for greater collaboration. The companies that collaborate well are best positioned to win in their industries by capitalizing on these market trends. And so we wanted to share with you, our session is really grounded in a little bit of our history and also where we're going, so a high-level view of our roadmap. And we've been working with you to transform workplace productivity. Our product suite continues to evolve to enable new ways of working that are really aimed at empowering people and organizations to achieve more. We started by developing great authoring tools and making those available. And collaboration kind of happened around the document. And then we expanded and included the ability to do collaboration actually in the Word, Excel, and PowerPoint canvases. And we'll demo a fair bit of this for you today. And then we continued moving beyond just collaboration in documents, but thinking about how does efficient and effective teamwork work? How do people work together? And what are the business processes around this? And you heard a lot about this today. But we're not stopping there. Our vision for collaboration extends beyond working together on traditional documents to include how people communicate and get work done all across Microsoft 365. With the Fluid framework, we're breaking down barriers to collaboration by empowering people to work together across all Microsoft 365 experiences. So with this roadmap, we've organized our session really in two parts. So part one, we're going to talk about document collaboration, and part two, we'll share with you a little deeper look into what we're doing with the Fluid framework. All right, so with that, we're going to start with a product demo, and I'm going to turn it over to Megan, and we're going to talk about some of the collaborative capabilities in Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, and some features that are upcoming.
Cool. Thanks, Ron. So collaboration can be important, but it also can be complex. So to simplify, we built Office.com. It streamlines your workflow and helps you just find all your stuff. So let's take a look at this experience. So right at the top, we have all the Office apps we know and love. Outlook, OneDrive. I go to OneDrive every day. It keeps me organized. I can store my files here. I can easily share with my colleagues to start collaborating. Just under your Office apps, you can see recommended content. This is timely content that is informed by the Microsoft Graph. So It takes into account your document activity, documents you've been mentioned in, and other signals. It's even smart enough to know that there's content for my next meeting. So if you take a look at the water quality report, we're going to talk about that later today, and it's recommending that content for me. So it's really timely and relevant, saves me a ton of time, and keeps me focused. So as we move down, you'll see your recent documents and your locations. So I mentioned I like to store things in OneDrive, but my colleague Nestor prefers SharePoint. So you can see here we've been collaborating on the new employee orientation handbook together, and I can easily go here and access a different location. So we've also integrated these elements into the new Edge browser. Let's take a look. So although this is a different entry point, you see a very similar experience. You also notice that your recommended content is the same, and it automatically signed me into my Office account. This is exclusive to Edge. So some of you are not yet on the web, and that's OK. We also have an Office app that's installed in every Windows device. So you can see here my admin has pinned my Office app to my taskbar. You can do this as well for your staff. It's super easy and easy to find. Some of you are using Teams to enable collaboration in your organizations. If you don't know, Teams is our hub for teamwork. And we've now integrated Office document authoring right within Teams. So let's take a look at Teams. I'm going to just head down to my files. Again, you see your recent. You'll notice these match office.com, what we saw in Edge, and also on our Windows PC. So there's 4 of us that have been collaborating on this document. But there's only 3 of us in here right now. You'll notice this document also opened right in edit mode. So Nestor here, he's on his Mac using his client app, and Lee is using the new Office app on his phone. So you can see different cursor colors that designates different users. So you've got someone in purple here. And if you hover over, you can see that Nestor, we can find where he is in the document. So if I want to see, hey, what's Nestor up to, I can go to his location. There it is. So he's right there, editing. So it keeps you really focused. So we'll continue to improve this experience, adding the ability to share documents right from within Teams. So please use this, continue to provide feedback. We improve all the time. We love your feedback, and it's really helpful for us. Now that we reviewed different entry points for collaborating in Office, I'm going to pass it over to Dan to talk about specific features that help make it achievable.
Thank you, Megan. All right, I'm going to switch the video. Cool. That worked before. All right. So you can see I'm also using Office.com. It's a convenient place for me to get started on everything. I'm going to jump into that water quality report, which is recommended for me because even though I didn't open it recently, my colleagues have been working on it, as you all witnessed. So you'll see the same thing in Word here. Word on the web will boot directly to a collaborative mode where you suggested the editing. We've got everybody on the top here. The presence is showing. You can see that I'm now present in the document. And it's all on the web. So this is stored in OneDrive. It's stored in SharePoint. And if I store my files in the cloud, I get automatic backup. I get automatic versions. I get automatic ransomware protection. It's a good place to put your files. It's also really good for collab. You can see that some people have been making some changes. I can see them typing live. That's fantastic. And there's a change that I was looking for when I opened this document. I seem to remember a picture in here somewhere, and it seems like it's gone. Maybe somebody deleted it while I was out. I'm just going to go to version history and see what happened. And you can see, yep, I see those people. This all makes sense. I doubt any of them talk. Oh, Miriam, she's our chief marketing officer. She's not really working on this file with us. But I see, yes, she deleted the picture. So I should probably go talk to her because the chief marketing officer probably had a good reason for taking this out. But as you can see here, when people make changes to files, it's easy for you to track that. So you don't miss things. And it's very safe for you to make any changes to documents. You can always go back. I'm going to show one more thing in Word Online. I'm going to add a comment here, and I'm going to mention one of my colleagues, Nestor. Am I typing it wrong? And is this actually their focus these days? Now, this might be important. Obviously, in my demo, it's not as important. But if this was very important for me to track, I can assign this as a task to Nestor. And what that actually does is it stores this task in the task fabric. You will see it treated differently in the document content. And when Nestor sees tasks anywhere in his Microsoft 365 ecosystem, in To-Do, when he views it in Planner, or if he opens this document, he'll see this task here. So all of the tasks that people assign to you across all of your documents can be centrally located. So it's really easy to track them. And also, it's delightful to check them off. I'm sorry, I'm going to steal the delight from you. I'm going to check this off for him. We get a great little animation, and then it disappears. It's wonderful. I'm going to show you something in Word. So actually, I'm going to close it and show you what happens from the beginning. So we know a lot of you have a set of in-the-flow habits that work really well. You're in the zone, you're being productive. And many people just boot Word, hit enter to the blank document, and start typing. Traditionally, that would save something to your desktop. When you hit the Save button, it would show you the Windows File Explorer. It would be set to your documents. We've made it very easy for you to just pick a OneDrive location. All I did was hit Control-S. And so we know that you have habits. We know that those are productive. We don't want to disturb those, but we also want to make it really easy for you to get the benefits of cloud backup, for ransomware protection, for automatic collaboration and sharing. And you could, of course, choose your desktop if you wanted to. I'm going to show you something in PowerPoint for the web. I'm going to click on office.com here. When you click on the applications, it just does a filtered view of the same thing. I get the same recommended, I get the same MRU, but per application. So if I know it's a PowerPoint, I can get a little bit more on my screen before I move in. Since I'm on the web here, I'm going to open the history of Paris. I'm going to see it opening to default again, collaboration. And I'm going to see, yep, everybody's presence up here in the corner. I see a note that people have made some changes while I was away. That's very convenient. I could look through those. I won't do that right now because I have a very specific thing I want to show you. If you haven't seen this yet, I'm going to insert a picture on this slide, and I had intended to make it look nice. That usually takes me a lot of time. But why spend time polishing your slides anymore when you can just have Designer do it for you? So any one of these is better than I would have spent 5 or 10 minutes on it, so we're saving you tons of time. I have one more thing here I want to show you in PowerPoint on the web. This mention right here, and I'm going to switch to split screen for this. And I believe mine will stay, and yes, excellent. So you're seeing my colleague Nestor. So he's focused on email right now, which is fine. People are doing the work that they're doing. They're in the flow. But I've mentioned Nestor, and he has a comment on the top here. He's able to go directly to the document from that comment link, or, as you can see, he's actually just replying directly in his email. He's going to post that, and then in a few seconds, I'm going to see that come in to PowerPoint on the web here as a reply to that comment. Just in case it takes 1 second, I'm going to sneak something in. This is also one of my favorite. Oh, it's already there. It beat me. Sorry. there's a feature, if you right-click on a slide, you can get a direct link to it as well. So if you wanted a social media post directly to this on your Yammer feeds internally, if you're Teamsing somebody in chat, you can just grab a link straight to this slide. It'll open in the web, edit by default, direct into collaborative mode, straight to the slide. I'm going to switch to Excel on the web. And I have one really cool feature I want to show you in Excel. So the first thing I'll point out again is that Excel is opening with collaboration. I'll see everybody's cursors coming in. But the first thing I'm focusing on usually when I get to Excel is someone said, hey, Dan, go do the thing, and wherever the thing is. Like in my example, I don't know anything about drugs, but maybe my section of the document was to be focused on movies. And so I would scroll down to movies, and I would realize there's a lot in here. It feels a little overwhelming. I'm just going to filter it to movies. But because Excel supports collaboration by default now, and I don't know if you noticed, but everyone is in here. Also, you can see Nestor is in here on the Mac version of Excel, and I can see that Adele is in here on the PC, and yep, the new Union app over here. And so they're all editing in their choice of client, which I've been doing the entire time. I'm going to go ahead and filter this to just the movies, because that's what I need to focus on. Now, what that used to do is it would filter the entire sheet for everybody, and then somebody who's working on the drugs would be confused. However, now we give the ability to just filter for your view. So this is just a sheet view. You can see everybody else's presence wherever they are up in the document is still visible. They could be moving around on rows that are invisible to me. And I can click in here and edit anything. It's still the same document content. It works just like Excel does, except only the part that I wanted to see, which is pretty awesome. Yes, thank you, thank you. That's a hoot. That one's a good one. Oh, I forgot to mention, the dark borders, if you didn't notice, the dark borders will give you that visual cue that you're in a private view. You can also build as many views as you'd like to collaborate with. So if you wanted to build a specific filter, a specific set for this table, and make it the movie reviewers, you could send that out, and 4 or 5 people might actually choose just the movie reviewers version of this table. And it's really easy to exit and get back to the other one, too. Cool. I think that's what I wanted to show across the web house. Yes.
Okay, awesome. So
away,
maybe
Ron.
just to wrap up, in case it wasn't completely clear, Patrick was on the new Office application that we've announced here at Ignite. Megan was on Win32, I was using the Mac, and Dan was using the web. So we're showing co-authoring across all the applications on all the platforms. So I wanted to mention just briefly how, if you don't mind switching back to the slides, would be great. There we go. All right, so we've been using Office for collaboration, or the collaborative capabilities of Office, to help accelerate our own cultural transformation at Microsoft. And I wanted to share with you just 3 examples of this. So the first one is Amy Hood has been using Office Online and Word Online in particular to prepare our quarterly earnings release for the last several quarters. And so she's co-authoring with her team and the folks in investor relations and PR, all working together on the document. I had the opportunity to sit down and talk with Amy about her experience a couple months ago, and it was interesting. I went looking for product feedback, like functionality feedback. And what she told me was that the part that really stuck out to her was how using Office in this collaborative way was actually shaping the culture of her team, that her team felt more empowered and more engaged because they were all working together, and it really democratized the contribution of everyone on the team working together. Secondly, in terms of PowerPoint, instead of using meetings to review draft PowerPoint presentations, we're using meeting time to co-author and collaborate in real time and create PowerPoint presentations together. And this is really borrowed as a habit and practice from our colleagues at LinkedIn. And lastly, one thing that we're doing on the collaboration program itself is we're using the co-authoring capabilities of Excel to aggregate up status from all the many teams that are contributing to collaboration in Office. And this enables transparent communication at scale. We've also seen our customers starting to use the collaborative capabilities of Office to accelerate their own transformations. And so far this year, we've seen over a 300% increase of the use of Office with the cloud. And we've also seen over a 400% increase of the number of customers that are using the co-authoring capabilities in Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. And this has kind of unlocked a whole set of work that's happened where you see more contributors to documents and more adoption of certain collaborative features like app mentions. And we're now at a point where every day we see real-time co-authoring happening in over 230 countries and territories around the world. It's pretty amazing. So I'd like to invite two of our enterprise customers to share their experience using Office to transform collaboration at their companies. Amanda Downing, who's the Senior Business Analyst at LL Bean, and Jason Warnke, who's Managing Director at Accenture. Please join me in welcoming Amanda and Jason. Awesome. All right, great. Thank you both so much for being with us here this afternoon and sharing your experience. I wanted to start by asserting that the biggest challenge in fostering collaboration at your company is the adoption of collaboration tools. Would you agree or disagree? And I'll start with you, Jason.
Sure. Hopefully you can hear me. This is a top challenge. Accenture is 500,000 people, and everything we do is a team sport. We get and have for years gotten questions about what tool do I use to do X? You fill in the blank. And I'll focus a little bit on Teams because that's where we have a tremendous amount of focus. We have over 400,000 people already on active users on Teams. Just this week we went to 200,000 Teams-only users. Wow. So there's been a tremendous focus and change effort around getting people in Teams right from the start and collaborating in documents from the very moment, right? And so moving from where an individual is going to start creating a document, as you showed earlier, to getting a few people in that document together, and then, as you said, creating that content together instead of everyone was doing it by themselves. So we've had a big focus on, the change in adoption around how to effectively use Teams and how to work in that cloud-first way from the very start. It just gets to the end quicker, and it eliminates all the, but when do I go to this and this and this and this to get my job done? It's just you go to Teams and you start collaborating.
Awesome. Thanks. How about you, Amanda?
Absolutely.
You want to hand the
think
mic?
for us,
You need the mic, yeah.
I'm not on. If I start having both, just let me know. I think for us, our demographic is really mixed, and we're in Maine, right? And we have a lot of folks that are really old school. I'll use that term affectionately. Many people stay at our company for like 30 years. Yeah, seriously, 15 is, maybe you're not a newcomer anymore. And then we have a lot of folks coming in straight out of school. So these people are at very different ends of the technology spectrum. And you find mixes all amongst them, right? So getting folks up to speed on where they should do what applications they should use, it's a big training hurdle for us. So you can call it adoption. They would be perfectly willing to adopt the tool if they knew what the heck to do with it, right? And by the way, which tool is that? So it's a bandwidth issue for our team. We spend a lot of time in a lot of different ways helping people learn how to use the spaces that we offer them.
Great. How would you talk about the impact of your work at your organization?
So, me?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so what I like to focus on two things when we talk about the impact. First of all, as I said, we're in Maine, okay? How many people have been through Northeast winters here, right? They're pretty hard to recruit for, okay? When we say, hey, we love you, we want you to come move to Maine. And that's really been the only option, right? Really, like we relocate people to Maine. They live maybe for one winter, and sometimes they say, yeah, that's really a long winter. And if they're hardy, they stick around for a couple years, right? So all those 15 to 30-year people, they're from Maine, right? They live in Maine, or they've made Maine their home, as I have. But we'd like to have talent from all over the world. We have offices in Costa Rica, we have offices in Japan. Those aside, like, where else could we find talent? How could we keep people? How could we recruit them? These tools are vital for our ability to retain talent, to acquire talent, to help infuse our company with growth and new ideas, right? So that's one. The other is mobility. Like, I'm a mom, I have 2 kids, and I care for my mom. So you can catch me at the pool, right, for my son's swim meet. You can catch me at gymnastics for my daughter's meet. And I may be leaving work early to take my mom to a doctor's appointment. And my downtime in any of those spaces, I would maybe like to check the deck that, I'm doing for my boss for the presentation that he's giving next week. And I can do that now. Right, I can choose which way I want to work, and I can kind of thread that together, because that work-life balance thing isn't really a balance, right? It's more about like which ball's in the air and which ball am I tossing to somebody else. So now I can do that from the pool deck. I can do that sitting in the stands 3 hours early for the gymnastics meet, and I have that choice.
Great. Thanks. Jason, how about you?
I like your using the two things. For us, I think the impact, the way we talk about the impact is how frictionless can we make that experience for our people. So if they had to do 10 things to get started or to jump into whatever collaboration, that's way too much. Our people have value, everyone's time is extremely valuable. They're on the go and always working with other folks, and not just folks inside of Accenture. They're working with partners and they're working directly with clients. So our second word then is borderless. So frictionless and borderless, how can you make both of those things as easy as possible? Because we don't want to always have the, hey, I'm geared up, my team's ready to go, but we've got this impediment that's slowing us down. And that impediment is there's these 10 friction points, or you make it really tough for me to work with people outside of my organization. So those are the two things that I would say, the way we describe
Impact.
the impact.
Great. Thanks. All right, so last question. How are you each using Microsoft 365 to modernize your business processes? And Jason, you want to start?
I'll start. Our journey to Microsoft Teams, we actually think about as the start of the journey, because we are viewing it as that platform to bring services to the team, instead of what we've done for decades is we keep standing up applications and thinking this next best application is going to revolutionize it all, and our people are just overwhelmed with all these applications. We're sort of out of the mode of standing up these separate and bringing the services directly to where their team is at. And I was talking with a client account lead the other day and said, I spend 99% of my time on my iPad between Outlook and Teams. I want it all to come into the flow of work. So we're reorienting the way that we're building services to have them come to Teams.
So I think for us, it sounds really silly, but like co-authoring was a major, major win for us. We run our business on things like Excel, right? I mean, I'm sure many of you in the room are going, yeah, us too, right? So, we love Excel. And no matter what else is going on, right, Excel on the file server locks, right? Everybody's going, yeah, I know this. Okay, but what if it didn't, right? What if you could co-author in real time, right? What if you could work on things? I mean, that's been huge for us. From a cycle time reduction, it's given our workforce the ability to run their project or to get the analysis done or whatever. Again, that frictionless, I like the way you put that. It's made it easy for them to work. Whereas before, if Jason were in the file and then he went to take a lunch break, I'd be hosed and I'd be out of luck. So it goes from those teeny little simple wins that have made the work completely open and boundaryless and able for people to do the work they need to do when they need to do it. Well, and then I've got people making boots, right? So the people making boots are the people who know about how to repair boots. And we've got people in returns that are getting boots returned to them. And if you've ever returned a pair of boots to us, we're going to fix them. We're going to get them back to you. So those folks in returns and those folks on the production floor are now in teams together. I mean, it's so simple, right? And it's so hugely, it's democratized the way they work together, right? They can now communicate real time and say, no, we don't have laces that fit that, that's 400 years old. We have to do a special thing for that, and we have to get a special lace for that, and they can do that real time, and you as the customer aren't waiting for us to get back to you. Or when they switch shifts, that doesn't die. If the answer's on the next shift, that's captured in Teams. So it's really from any kind of production scenario. We've got a lot of operational folks through to those knowledge workers. It's been completely revolutionary.
That's great. Thank you both so much. Please join me in thanking Amanda and Jason. Great. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Here. Great. So based on our work with Amanda and Jason's organizations and many others, we've created an aggregation of collaboration-related training materials. These are really aimed to help you take back to your organizations how to get the most out of collaboration in Office. And you can find these materials at this QR code or URL, and we'll be continually updating this, and it will be available in the presentation materials after the session. And we want to invite you, please send us your feedback on this so that we can continue to evolve these and make sure we've got the most relevant and helpful micro-learning capabilities here. All right, so we're going to transition to the second part of our session, where we're going to take a look ahead and show how we're working to expand the collaboration capabilities of Microsoft 365 with the Fluid Framework. We announced the Fluid Framework at the Build conference earlier this year. And with the Fluid Framework, we're really aiming to transform workplace collaboration across all of Microsoft 365. And I've got a brief video that will provide an introduction to the Fluid Framework.
A simple idea can become something greater when we work together. It's when we're empowered to collaborate without barriers that we can achieve so much more. This is what's possible with the Microsoft Fluid Framework. Developers can use it to build experiences for any browser. Work feels seamless and in sync across familiar Office collaboration tools, enabling collaboration at unprecedented speeds, wherever you are. Breaking down barriers between people, places, and applications. When the framework powers co-authoring, collaboration feels immersive, natural, and smooth. Creators can now join the Fluid Framework Preview. To experience collaboration at hyperspeed, visit fluidpreview.com.
Great. So what I wanted to do is just highlight 3 points from the video, and then we'll go into a more in-depth product demonstration. So first, the Fluid Framework supports multi-person co-authoring at a speed and scale not yet seen in the industry. The Fluid provides componentized document models. So we componentize documents so that they can be deconstructed by authors into collaborative components, and those components can be used across multiple applications and can be combined into new, more flexible documents. And lastly, the Fluid Framework makes room for intelligent agents to work alongside people to perform tasks like fetching content, translating text, suggesting edits, and much more. Today we're announcing a preview of the Fluid Framework technology hosted in an example canvas. Over time, we are working to get these capabilities lighting up across Microsoft 365, so including in Teams, in chat in Teams, in email in OA, and also in portals in SharePoint. And you'll also see this as new document types in Word. So Dan's going to help me, and he and I are going to demonstrate some of the capabilities of the Fluid Framework.
Excellent, thank you. I'm going to switch video again. Watch it work the first time. Excellent. All right. So with Fluid Framework, you can collaborate anywhere. So the content and the presentation are actually all portable. And so the content here, you can see I should be collaborating. Sorry, bad. What I'm working on here in Teams and what Ron is working on over in OA, you see the same presence. You can see us updating things, updating them in real time. Excellent. I'm going to stop playing. So the Fluid Framework also, Ron, can you go back and click on that Fluid first mail again? I want everyone to notice how it renders. When you see Fluid content for the first time, we show you a little gleamer animation around it so that you know that's not just a normal table. And we think that that metaphor is going to apply to all the content that you could imagine porting across applications. So when the table rendered, it had the little cool effect. I want you for a moment, when you see both of these screens, to imagine sharing anything that you've had trouble recently trying to share across multiple applications. I will tease your imagination with anything that you've ever wanted to put in a document, anything you've ever wanted to put in communication. You could have a slide that's across multiple decks, staying up to date, editing it in just one place. Also, you wouldn't have to have all of those documents open at the same time because Fluid is backed by a service. And so I'm updating it in a central location, and all of the experiences will load it as the latest. I'm going to switch to PowerPoint and just demonstrate. Yeah, go ahead and change a few numbers in there. You should eat some more blueberries. Yep. And maybe you should eat some oranges too. Excellent. So this is just, it's an example of all of the data is backed in a central place, and in any of the applications that would support the Fluid framework, you'll see that. You can imagine a pivot chart updating in an email that you may have computed in an Excel spreadsheet, maybe a filtered list of things that you deliver just in a Teams chat, maybe different views of content, maybe just status that you've got in a document. You just want to pull out the executive agenda or executive summary on the top, mail that around with a link to the bottom, and it'll always be up to date. I'm going to switch also, go ahead to the second mail. So this is the Fluid Framework Preview Experience. This is what you'll get to hold in your hands very soon. And I'm just going to scroll through a little bit of this document here. You can see we've added a few things for you to tease your imagination, and we're really looking forward to mostly your feedback. That's why we're taking this to preview so early, because we're really excited about you and us co-creating together. I don't know if you remember earlier, we talked about companies that collaborate best, do the best in the marketplace, and so we want to do that with you on this new technology. We want your help building it. The part that I wanted to show you is I'm scrolling down. You've seen these pieces of it already. But down to this meeting agenda portion, and that's the part that Ron has in his email. I'll just click right into there. Hi, Ron. You can see it's pretty hard to keep track of which screen I'm typing on because it's very fast. But the point here is that's a portion of the document. I don't necessarily have to constrain myself to just a box. I can take any part of a document, anything that I think is relevant to put in multiple places, and we can collaborate on it in the tool of your choice and the thing that makes collaboration the best. Oh, you've already solved Cold Fusion. I see that's great. I'm going to solve M theory, and we're going to work on this last one. Excellent. We've added a few other things in here, inline app mentions and a little date picker, but this is really all stuff that we hope to imagine with you together. We're excited to learn what you're going to imagine with us on this co-creation collab journey, and jump in with us in the preview coming soon. Ron, let's wrap this up.
All right, great. Thank you. All right, so we'll flip back.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so in conclusion, obviously our world has changed in some pretty fundamental ways, but it's making collaboration tools really essential for business success. And collaboration is now a core part of the Office value that you get across anywhere you use Office, on any platform and any device. We want to encourage everyone to get the latest collaboration capabilities by deploying Pro Plus, getting on the current channel, and using Office Online. As Dan and I just shared with you, we're investing in the future of collaboration with the Fluid framework to enable multi-person co-authoring on components across the applications that you'll have in Microsoft 365. And we want to invite you to try out the Fluid framework preview when it is available, and please give us your feedback. Because when we collaborate together, we all win. Thank you very much. All right. Okay, so a couple housekeeping things as we leave. We put, there are a number of collaboration-related sessions here at Ignite. We've just put an aggregation of them here for your convenience, so you can see there might be other areas where you're interested in. And then I also wanted to include, we'll do a Q&A, but I also wanted to include the slide here for please provide feedback on the session. You can do it in the app for the conference, and then the slides from the session are also available. I was going to ask Patrick and Megan to come back up, and Amanda and Jason. We probably have time for 1 or 2 questions. Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah. Picture.
All right. Is that long enough for those that wanted this slide?
They'll probably ask you the questions. You guys know stuff.
All right. And then here's for the feedback. All right, so if there are any questions, Yes, if you don't mind coming to the mic would be great. So we can hear. Yeah, that one should be on too. Thank you. No, not yet. Trying.
Wonderful presentation.
Thank you. It's back on. All right.
I just had a question in regards to how do you handle or how do you communicate offline collaboration? A lot of this requires for Office Online, and then what's the risk if there is collaboration and one user is in flight and accessing the file via whichever, even if it's not hosted on OneDrive or SharePoint, right? So how is that handled?
Okay. So just to repeat the question, how do you handle offline? The clients all support offline, and then once you sync back up to the service, it will sync those changes. We do not have offline support in the online apps today. So in order for that collaboration to work in Office Online, you need to be actually connected for that to work.
Sorry.
Okay, yes. Yeah, go ahead. And then if you don't mind coming to the mic would be great.
And I will guess when the users start to freak out because they change something in a presentation and it changed the document, there's a way to unlink the connection between the different version or the different instance?
We have a lot of awesome things to work out. There's a bunch of things there. I think somebody's going to want the refresh button, somebody's going to want the rewind button, somebody's going to want the lock button, and we're going to have different scenarios for each of those. We've imagined maybe it locks in your sent items, so you always see what you sent. Maybe it's fresh in your email, but there's a rewind. We definitely want to explore all of those.
Yeah.
And we're thinking about all that. One of the things that's really great about the Fluid Framework is we have transaction history for the entire chain of edits for the whole thing. So think of it like blockchain. We could encrypt it if we wanted to. So we have that capability built in. So it's really just what can we imagine together. And then people will have different expectations, and I'm really excited to find what those are. Yeah.
All right, so one more question. Yeah, great.
Hi. I wanted to just ask about the adoption process that your customers use to bring collaboration into the organizations.
And we have a session on this too later in the week.
Is it on?
Oh, it is on.
Okay. So our rollout is fairly organic, and so we don't have a top-down approach to rollout. So when we work with folks, we have the luxury of engaging with them and discussing how we're going to train folks as they come into the environment. However, we also offer monthly collaboration classes at the member level and at the owner level. And in addition to that, we offer a class a week. We call it Tech Tuesdays, where we focus on different pieces of the experience that users want to know. For example, what is Yammer? How about forms? How do we actually run more efficient meetings? We try and put it in business language as much as possible and run through those scenarios. So we have a pretty robust learning program, in addition to more formalized kind of rollout processes when people are on our radar as entering into the environment.
Very similarly, I'll mention two things. One is we have started to shift away from training on individual features and applications and training on new behaviors. So the thing we were talking about earlier is we want to train folks to start file creation in the cloud and start collaboration from the moment they start. And the second thing is activating a group of champion, a champion network. We have a very healthy champion network on Teams in particular. A group of several thousand folks have raised their hand and said, hey, I'm someone in the business. I want to help people in my close group get better at using Teams. So I'm empowered to do that, and we give them all the resources they need to make that really effective.
Great. All right, well, thank you all very much. We will hang out, so if there are any other questions, feel free to come up. But thank you, and enjoy the rest of Ignite.
Thank you.
I'm not clapping. Don't clap, Dan.